Greetings, this is Griff with another story for young persons by Isaac Asimov. I show here the book in which he published it, sometime shortly after he had a shorter version of the same story appear on the pages of Boy's Life, the December 1974 issue. And let's see here, let's say, just listed as fiction, page 32, Isaac Asimov, The Heavenly Host. And as you can see, for the book, it keeps the same title. However, the book is a fairly substantial revision and expansion of the story. There's a lot more background. So what is the story? Imagine you're a young boy. The book has him 12. The original story had him 14. Anyway, young. And this is in a day where human beings are colonizing numerous planets all over the galaxy. But they're very idealistic human beings. And they have a policy that if the planet has intelligent life, they'll leave it alone. Well, they'll plant a little colony and stay there long enough to investigate and see if there's intelligent life. If there really clearly, conclusively isn't, they can inhabit it. And any life forms that are found wouldn't be intelligent, but could be allowed to survive in various, like, reservation kind of thing, or like, think of it like zoos. I mean, what does a plant care about if it's in a garden or a zoo? I mean, as long as it's got sunshine and fertile soil and whatever else, water and whatever else it needs to grow and breed and so forth, what does it care whether it's in a garden or out in the wild? In fact, in the garden, it may get better care because bugs will not attack it. So, a perfectly good life for a non-intelligent life forms. But if there are intelligent life, once that's discovered and proven, any little colony they started there just gets folded up, put away, taken off the planet, and leave it alone. We don't want to disturb anybody that, would be bothered by the disturbance. Very idealistic, a good, noble way to be. And they're on this planet, or this young boy arrives at this planet. Apparently, now this is where something kind of changed. It was supposed to be his father as originally written. As rewritten, it's his mother. The young boy's name is Jonathan Derodin. So, Mrs. Derodin, his mother, and I'll just describe it as the book from now on, has the job of deciding, is this planet truly fit for humans to live on? Because it's been a very nice planet, very temperate climate, excellent soil to grow things. It's just a good planet. But there are these strange winged circular wheel type things of some sort. Now, one of the guys, the main guy in charge of this planet, he has a name on here too. It's just falling out of my brain. Hold on. Is Caradoc. So Caradoc's a guy with red hair and a very strange disposition that's kind of unpleasant. Now, one thing that's nice in the book, we have a lot of illustrations. So there's a little introduction of the boy. He lands on the planet, apparently. His mother has been here for a little while. Now he comes to visit for father in the other example. So he's there, and she's got to go off to a meeting, and he's going to kind of just explore. He decides to wander, of all places, outside the little human encampment to see what there is besides. He's showing what respect he can for the life forms that he encounters out there. There's these little rock-like things that are alive. They're like a plant. And he tries not to step on them. And, just being a very respectful young boy. Very, very good. And he meets up with this sort of a wheel-like creature, which also has wings and apparently has drawn eyes. And he is able to communicate. Let me explain. The wheel communicates with light. He, of course, communicates by normal talking as we know it. But somehow, because they are children, when each tries to talk, the brains connect directly to each other and they can understand what each other are saying. He, in his verbal talk, and this wheel creature in its flashing colors and so forth. They can talk to each other. And he knows these creatures are intelligent. The mother of that wheel creature, a much bigger pink wheel, comes along and at first just sees this human because something else has been going on. Our Mr. Caradoc has an agenda. He likes this planet, and he also knows this can be his planet to be a leader of. If we can decide it doesn't have intelligent life on it. Now, these wheels, he tried to claim that they are in some way dangerous. He himself at one point claims to have destroyed or killed whatever 4 of them. The wheels themselves are understandably afraid of these new creatures that have landed on the planet. They kind of want to keep their distance. But a little baby wheel, that's the one that Jonathan met up with, is willing to talk with Jonathan. And it's just like 2 children who kind of talk to each other and understand each other. They get along really great. So now he knows that is intelligent life. Wheels are intelligent life. They just call them wheels. And they have these wings too. They sprout wings at a certain point. So, because as a wheel grows up, there's this one little stage it goes through where it sprouts wings, flies around, spends a lot of time in the sunlight, it soaks up lots and lots and lots of sunlight for it'll get its major growth towards adulthood started, and then it'll land, the wings will wither away and fall off. That won't hurt, don't worry, and it will go on into its adult life as this sort of wheeled creature. Well, Caradoc tells his mother, you're not supposed to allow him to go out there. He could get hurt out there. You're lucky he didn't get killed, blah, blah, blah. And so she's all, okay, Jonathan, don't you go outside ever again. See, he's already upset. Because he's also seeing what's going on. He's seeing what Caradoc wants to do. He can see that it's not good. Here we have a little drawing of all 3 of them. And Jonathan's kind of looking out at this place. He's kind of concerned, but there we see that was his mother, and then Caradoc there. You know, you could just tell from the expression on his face. He's like, he's a bad person. And Jonathan, I mean, he's old enough. He's a smart kid, and he understands that these wheel creatures are intelligent, and sufficient reason to say we should not try to move into this planet. But John Caradoc wants everybody to think they're not. He warns everybody else to stay out of that place where they might go, that they might be dangerous, that they're not intelligent, and he's trying to say they are. Now, we know, being young, we like to pretend sometimes. Jump out of a shallow water, you splash back in, you say, look, Mom, I'm a dolphin. You know? Or you walk on all 4s and you go, roar! Guess what I am, Mom? I'm a lion! And we all know that's pretending. You can do that. It's accepted. That's what comes with being young. You can pretend. But suppose you have something serious, important. You know? Mom, I just had a conversation with a man from outer space. Sure, honey. Yeah, yesterday you were a dolphin. You know? No, really. What do you do? What do you do? Your parents are, they won't listen enough to pat you on the head and say, that's really cute, and go on with what they're doing like you didn't say anything. But it's really important. It's real. This isn't just something I made up. This is important. How do you do this? What do you do? You prove it. You prove it. How do you do that? Well, let's see what Jonathan does. He knows he can talk with this young wheel who's about to take flight. The wheel has told him he'll be taking flight in 3 days, which, by the way, happens to be 3 days to Christmas among the humans. So he kind of just talks about Christmas and different things, and he's hoping that by being able to predict that they're going to come, sprout wings, and do something very Christmassy or something, that should prove something. And I'm not sure if Christmas goes by, and so finally they do. His mother doesn't really understand, and she's holding off a little bit on signing the form that says, yeah, this planet can be inhabited by humans because there's no intelligent life. And she's been willing to hold that off as a favor to him, but she knows that shortly after Christmas she's gonna have to sign it, unless he can prove it. Look at that determination in his face. He's got to prove it. He's just got to. Because he knows that the wheel creatures will all be destroyed. And as it comes along, look at that. She's about to sign. And then the people start talking. She looks up. And the winged creatures are flying around in formation. In fact, you see Santa Claus and Christmas tree and presents. And look at that. They're flying around like the angels almost. They fly in formation. A nice, beautiful Star of Bethlehem configuration. They understood enough about Christmas to do something Christmassy. Proof positive. They're intelligent. And we've defeated that bad man who wants to destroy them so that he can have that planet to himself. Isn't that a great story? Well, I did mention that there was another rendition of it here. The story is doesn't have as many details, but it does have a couple of very nice pieces of art. So I thought I'd show these just to share this with you. Here the wheels are given kind of more like this is the mother pink wheel creature, and then down here is the young one, the baby one, so to speak, that Jonathan here is able to communicate with. And even as the humans are somewhat suspicious of the wheel creatures are understandably suspicious of the humans, and with good reason. I mean, one guy's killed 4 of them. Other people have killed some as well. And here, once again, we have a very dramatic picture of this great moment. Look carefully in there. The lady sitting down there in the light blue shirt is about to sign the form that says they can do that. But in comes swirling all of these small flying, baby flying wheel creatures getting ready to fly in configuration. So it's a very lovely picture. And then here's some of the rocket ships involved. They just do that in as well. So it's kind of neat to see all those pictures. Stories are fun pictures, aren't they? So that's what I have to say for The Heavenly Host by Isaac Asimov. It's a good story. You should read it.